Think of all the jobs that you've had since you were legal working age. How did you get those jobs? I'm going to say 98% of them happened because you knew someone. I remember when I wanted to move to New York City from the west coast of Florida, and I wanted to work at a big agency. I had the sum total of zero contacts. But my contacts, the people I knew in Tampa, friends, people I knew, had people they knew in New York City. They connected me with people, and I got a chance to show my portfolio around. And I landed my first gig because my friend Aaron knew someone who was also named Greg, who worked at Ogilvy, who knew someone named Liz, who knew someone named Marcy, and I sent my portfolio to her, and she checked it out, liked it, and I got hired. So it's this strange network and web of people that you're going to be navigating through to do your dream work. And I'm going to help you facilitate this. And the first thing we need to do is build your contact list, because you're going to be contacting the people you know, your friends, your family, anyone that you haven't talked to, just the people that make a difference in your life. But we're not going to sell them a thing. So you can relax. These are just going to be casual conversations. These are just going to be, hey, I want to check in with you. How are you doing? Inevitably, they're going to ask you about what you're up to. And that's your opportunity to start telling your story. Start talking about what you love doing, and automatically people are going to start to help you. So this is really the heartbeat of the storytelling, is to get people excited about what you're doing. And the only way that that can happen is if you're excited about what you're doing. And that's why this whole course is designed around your passion. All right, so let's get going. All right, friends, this is a look at my call list. So I'm just going to give you a quick scroll just to show that I've got tons of names on this list. I have about 1,500 names. These names a lot of these names are people that I worked with when I was first introduced into the industry 20 plus years ago. So there are people that are long overdue for a catch up. But the strategy we have with this list is to just keep us organized and use this as sort of a central hub, so we'll have a good idea of who we called, who we haven't called, and what the status is with those calls, because the goal of this is to connect with these folks. If you remember, the way that this course is structured is we want to get clear about your passion. We want to get clear about who matters, who the bullseye is. And then we want to start to create the connections. This is foundational to creating the connections. Nothing happens until you have conversations. So this is a great tool to facilitate the conversations and track them so you don't get lost. And it's very easy to move on to other things. You don't want to bother people, so this is a discipline. It's not just a campaign. It's something that you're going to be carrying forth from here on forward, because once you start to get some traction with the conversations that you have, it can actually get quite addictive, because you start looking forward to some of these amazing little synergies that happen and the ideas that you get from your friends. So who goes on this list? I have 1,500 contacts, and the way I've got first name here, last name here, and email address. We're doing everything via email. We're not doing any cold calling, so you can relax. This is an email campaign. I tag them, and you don't have to tag them, but I tag them because sometimes I like to look up by the tag who's in particular groups. So I have corporate clients. I've got personal branding clients. I've got people who are members of my community called Fearless. I've got friends, and I've got family. So I've got all kinds of categories that I could look at here. And I can change the email for any particular group. And the email is very simple. I'm going to give you a template for that email. But I suggest that, each email you send out, put a little something personal, a little personal idea, maybe something that you share with that person, an anecdote or something that you can add to it, something that they could remember from your relationship. Hey, remember this? And I also categorize them. This may seem kind of mean, but I do an A list, B list, or C list for folks. And I'm not doing it because of how I like them. I'm doing it for how close I am to them and how helpful they could be in my mission. All right. So the A list are people that I know will do anything to help me. And the B list are people that I'm not quite as familiar with. And then the C list are people, honestly, I don't even know if I'm going to get to my C list because I want to concentrate my efforts with the people that I know that are going to, help me build what I'm trying to build here. Right. And it's quid pro quo. You're going to be helping them as well when you do these check-in calls. And that's quite simply what they are. They're just check-in calls. It doesn't have to take an hour, 20 minutes. Very simple. But this is really the heartbeat of how you're going to be building magnetism for yourself. Contact. So contact is, this is when you reach out. I like to do a 1, 2, 3 kind of cadence here. So you reach out one time, you don't get a response, reach out again. Maybe you don't get a response then, reach out one final time. And you can say, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I've reached out to you a couple other times. I'd love to catch up with you. If the timing isn't right, that's fine. If I don't hear anything from you by the end of the week, I'm going to move on and it's no problem. So you don't have to make it a problem. All right. So 1, 2, 3, that way you can just keep concentrating your efforts with the people who are going to respond. And then I've got a section here for notes and a section for next steps. So notes are just sometimes what I like to do is literally drop in the email that I get back from somebody. So here, it's so great to hear from you. I hope you and the fam are well. I'm on vacation right now. So that's a note to me to know, okay, I need to reach out to them. Right here is my next action, which is next steps, reach out after Labor Day. And I've color coded these as well. You can choose to do this or not, but the colors mean, the green means I've actually spoken with them. The yellow means it's time to make an appointment. And the white is I'm still reaching out to some of these folks. So you can see that I've hit the list pretty hard, but there's still plenty more people to reach out to. And I'm going to say, like, if you've got 300 contacts, that's going to take quite some time for you to work through. My suggestion is reach out to 5 people a day. I actually have this note. Let me show you this note. I have this note. Call list 5 times daily. Reach out to 5 people a day, and you'll be surprised at what happens. Magic happens. I'm telling you. All right, good luck.